Morning guys, so I'm going to be making a all AMD build, and what I'm going to challenge myself with is making a build that is $1,000 or less. Might go a little bit over it depending on the parts, but AMD just came out with their 5600, probably you end up using in this build. It's a PC part picker. It's this series that I have going on. If you haven't watched the other videos, go watch them. We're going to be making an all AMD build. We'll do one that is $1,000 and then we'll do another one that is $3,000. Two builds. We're going to go on PC part picker with graphics cards prices going down and becoming reasonable. I think it's a good time to kind of throw tons of opinions into the hat so you can, kind of pick through and see what works best for you. Alright, so to start off this build, so this build is going to be the $1,000 build, all going to be AMD. So we're going to go here and we're going to go to AMD. I want to find the I don't want to do the 5600G. I just want the 5600. I don't know if it's on PC part picker right now. Yep, it's right here. You can buy it from Newegg right now with a $15 promo for $184. So I think that's a good deal. We're gonna go here. We're definitely gonna go Air Tower. We want something that is about $50 or less. So I know this Vitro one is pretty good. This Be Quiet Dark Rock Black is a really good air cooler. This Deep Cool White Gamex, never heard of it. ID Cooling one. It's a basic air cooler. Let's do this. I think it should definitely be able to cool our 5600 motherboard. So I definitely want a B550. We're gonna go to ATX. We're gonna go to B550. Something to note is since these new chips came out, you might need to update your BIOS to actually be able to get your system to post. And we've used this one a lot. It's such a good deal though. $166 for the B550 Tomahawk is such an amazing deal. They also have this MSI B550A Pro, which is a really good motherboard as well. They have the B550 Gaming Plus and then the B550 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi, which is the one that I have as well. Let's go with the MSI B550 Pro. I think that's going to be a really good deal for us. So currently we are sitting at $359.71. So let's go to memory and let's go see. I want 16 gigs with this T-Force Vulcan Z. I know it's on the cheaper side. We could go for Crucial Ballistics as well. Silicone Power. And these ones are only 3000 megahertz. I want to have at least 3200, so let's go with this Silicone Power one. So obviously this isn't going to be the prettiest, but if it plays games, you should be fine. Storage, let's see, we want to do, this Team Group one. I want to get at least 1 terabyte. I mean, this Crucial P2 is good, and we could do that, or we could get the SN550. Go here and type in 1 terabyte NVMe. Team Group one. My girlfriend actually has this one in her PC right now, so I think this should suffice. It's $78, so $79, so we'll go there. So we're at $493. So for budget for $1,000, I'm thinking that you'll probably, since it's going to be all AMD, I think you would probably go with 6600, 6700, something in that range. I think you would go 6600 just based on price. Let's go look at 6700s and see what they sell for. So we're pretty much at our budget already if we go for a 6700. So let's go for a 6600. It's mainly going to be for 1080p. You're going to get well over 60 FPS in most games. We have this MSI Mech. That's crazy. The fact that they're selling for $374. I mean, that's so great to see. This Gigabyte one, I mean, we could go for Gigabyte, Azerock as well, Sapphire. So you can buy this one at Newegg right now. So we're currently at $868.65, and we still need a case and a power supply. The 6600 and the 5600 don't use a lot of power. Nothing in this build actually uses a lot of power. So we can actually go for power supply. I'm thinking at least 600 watts should be perfectly fine. I think anything higher is just kind of budgeting for the future, so I think we'll go 650. I think that's about the lowest I'd go in most builds, just so you can actually put something else in if you decide to. We have this EVGA bronze semi-modular one for $69. I feel like that's a little bit expensive. So I've seen this brand before, the RS Game one, but I've never actually used their power supplies, and I really don't know too much about them, so I don't want to put that in the system. Thermaltake makes decent power supplies as well. Let's go with this EVGA one. So we're at $918.64, so a little less than $100. So we need something that's less than like 70 bucks. We'll go Fantex Eclipse Mesh. There's no reason to really go for a full tower unless you're doing something like a custom loop or something like that. It doesn't make any sense. So this Corsair, it's not the greatest looking case. 3 RGB fans, so you just need one more. And I mean, it looks like it has decent airflow. Let's see about this one. I don't think, does this one come with fans? It looks like it does, but I'm not too sure. Add this one in. It looks like it comes with 4 fans. Now, this would be such an amazing 1080p. Anything over 60 FPS, you'll easily be able to do that. High settings. You got the 5600, this ID cooling, CPU cooler, and then we got the MSI B550A Pro ATX motherboard. If you want to get the Wi-Fi version, that'll obviously cost a little bit more, but you'll still be able to do it pretty much within this budget. Then we got the Silicon Power 16 gigabyte kit of DDR4 clocked at 3200 megahertz. We got this Team Group 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. It's a Gen 3 drive, so it's not going to be the fastest, but you'll be perfectly fine with it. If you do find that you're running out of storage, you're putting on a lot of games or moving a lot of files, I would get a hard drive or an SSD. You can get a SATA one if you want those extra speeds. I would probably go hard drive, just because if you want to put, a lot of games that you don't play as much on it, you can definitely do that. We got the 6600 from MSI, and then we got the Silverstone case that should come with 4 fans. I'm not sure if it does, but it looks like it does. And we have this EVGA 650 watt ATX power supply. If you want to upgrade your graphics card to like a 6700, you'd be perfectly fine. Anything after that, I would definitely go for 750 watts and up, depending on the card that you get. Yeah, I think this is going to be an amazing build. There's some promo and discounts, mail-in rebates, but right now we're at less than $1,000. We're at $984.44. Let's hop into the more expensive build. So this build, I would assume that you're probably going to be doing some streaming, gaming. As far as AMD goes, I would probably use a NVIDIA card if you're going to do a lot of production work, like video editing, Blender work, animation. We'll go for the CPU. Our budget for this is $3,000. So I'm thinking we could go for a 5900X, which has actually been on sale for about 400 bucks, which is a pretty decent deal. That it does run pretty hot, so I wouldn't use anything less than a 240 mil AIO. Let's do some RGB. I mean, this the Corsair RGB Platinum. I'm thinking the Capellix would be a good medium for it, and we can definitely cool it with that. B550 gaming motherboard. It should work right out of the box with our 5900X. We're gonna go to memory. We'll go Corsair. It seems like we're using a lot of Corsair. I want to get something that's 3600 megahertz, and I want to get at least 32 gigs. This Corsair Vengeance LPX could work, 3600 megahertz, but we need 4 of them. But I'm thinking 2x16 would make the most sense. So we could go with this Crucial Ballistic. It's not RGB or anything on it, but I'm thinking we could do this. So it's 2x16 for 32 gigabytes. If you want to go up to 64, just buy another kit. Go to storage. So I would probably get 2 terabyte NVMe drive, and I'm assuming you're streaming, video editing, doing animation work, stuff like that. So the Samsung 980 Pro, you could go for that. If you want something that's a little bit less expensive, you could go for like an SN550 and get the 2 terabyte model. I believe it's 150 bucks. Let's go with this. Let's look at our budget right now. So we're at $1,187.95. So I'm thinking you'll need something for mass storage, so we'll go for 4 terabytes, and we'll just add this in. You can put like games, extra files, stuff like that, backup whatever you want to do. For video card, I mean, for AMD, AMD cards aren't the greatest when it comes to production work, so I would definitely think if you're going to do that kind of work, I would probably go for NVIDIA. I'm really hoping that AMD at some point updates their software and their cards to a point where they're on par or better than NVIDIA when it comes to production work, because I would immediately make the switch. For this, I would probably go with 6900 XT, and I know that might be a little bit overkill for some people, but you can actually get these for like $1,000. This card, let's go right here, for $1,029.98, and it actually comes in stock pretty frequently, and you can also get these at Micro Center. So I know it says it's out of stock right now, but we're actually going to add in the 6900 XT from MSI here, and we're going to edit the price. We'll put $1,100, because that's what I've been seeing this particular model sell for. You can actually buy this from Micro Center as well. I'm gonna go to, let's see, we're at $2,355.98, so we're golden. So we're gonna go for a 1,000-watt power supply. 850 would be perfectly fine, but we can definitely splurge a little bit. We could get this 80 plus fully modular from EVGA. We could go Corsair. We could get a platinum power supply. I'm gonna spend $3,000. You might as well go platinum. You do gold for this, it really doesn't matter. I'm just doing it for the sake of the video. Case, so I mean, we have some beefy components in here. I would probably go with a larger case just based on the size of everything, just so you don't run into issues. So see what we can pull up here. On this Corsair IQ 5000X RGB, that might be a little bit expensive. See, I mean, this Fantex case would be perfectly fine. We could go for Lee & Lee. We could go Fractal, Meshify. I mean, we have tons and tons of budget left over right now. Quiet case, though, is actually a really good case, has really good airflow. I think, yeah, let's grab this one. Back, we're gonna go to this Be Quiet Pure Bass one. And so it looked like it came with 2 fans, so we're gonna go and add in 2 extra fans. Pretty much is the build. I mean, crazy. It says you need 554 watts. I would definitely put in 1,000 watts. I mean, the lowest I would go is 850. Anything less than that, I probably wouldn't do. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a crazy build. You're going to be able to do 4K, 60 FPS. You could do 1440p, high settings. 1080p would just be crazy. You'd get a crazy amount of FPS, and at that point I would definitely get a high refresh monitor, something that has a refresh rate of over 300, just because I mean, you're gonna get a crazy amount of FPS, and you're just gonna be leaving everything on the table if you have anything less than that. It's gonna be a great build. You have the 5900X, the Corsair IQ Elite Capellix, you have this B550 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi. You could go X570 if you want to. We have a Crucial Ballistics 3200 megahertz kit of RAM. You could go to 3600 if you really wanted to. It'd just be a little bit more, and you have the budget for it too. We have a 4 terabyte hard drive, this 980 Pro, that's 2 terabytes, and then we have the 6900 XT, the Be Quiet Pure Bass 500DX mid tower case, 1000 watt Corsair Platinum fully modular power supply, and it's actually at a discount right now. You get $30 off of it, and then we have some case fans as well. So I mean, and that's well under $3,000. You're actually at $2,661, which is an amazing price for this. So yeah, I just wanted to hop on here. I believe this is episode 4 in this series of questions, anything like that. But I'm gonna close out the video. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, push the bell button, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.